Hi, everybody. So we're going to take some notes today. And these are going to be a continuation of the notes from class yesterday. So if you just want to go in your binder to where you took those notes from yesterday on the loose leaf, right underneath that, you can put some more examples from today. So while you're getting your binder out, finding that page, I just want to talk about what we're going to look at today. So we're going to look at 5 problems. 4 of those are just going to be equations dealing with fractions, because we got to practice fractions. That's always what gives people problems. And then the last problem we're going to look at is just going to be a simple word problem where you have to write an equation and then solve it. So hopefully at this point you have your binder out, you're open to that page from yesterday, and you have this first example written down. So this first example is 4m over 5 plus 3 equals 11. Now, if we think about stiff SAM, like we talked about yesterday, there's no subtraction, so we don't got to worry about that first S. There's no parentheses, so we don't have to worry about that, but there are fractions. So let's get rid of those fractions. How do we get rid of fractions? Well, a fraction bar means division, so we got to multiply. So we're going to multiply everything by our denominator, 5. 5. Okay. So when we multiply this first term by 5, when we multiply that first term by 5, well, if we do it the long way, right, that would be 5 over 1. 5 times 4 is 20m over 1 times 5, 5, right? Or if we think about sort of the little shortcut, here this 5, we got a 5 on top, we have a 5 on bottom, those cancel out, and they just give us 4m. Notice if you simplify this fraction from the long way, if you simplify that, 20 divided by 5 becomes 4. So either way, you'll end up with 4m there, right? The long way is going to be a little more helpful on some problems we see later, but for right now, right, you can do that shortcut pretty easily. But if we see those 5's cancel out, don't forget, you still have to then multiply by the 5 by that 3. So it wouldn't be plus 3, it'd be plus 15 equals 5 times 11, 55. Now that we've gotten rid of the fractions, this is easy to solve, right? We just have to subtract 15 from both sides, minus 15, which will give us 4m equals 40, and then divide by 4, giving us that final answer of m equals 10. Now remember from yesterday, these are easy to check, so check them, right? M equals 10, well, that's supposed to be the thing that makes that first equation true. So if we plug in 10 to our original equation, right, that's 4 times 10 over 5 plus 3. All right, well, 4 times 10, that's 40 over 5 plus 3. 40 divided by 5, that's 8 plus 3. Oh, and look at that. 8 plus 3 is, in fact, that 11. So we know that that m equals 10 is correct, right? We checked it. It was easy to check, and we're done. So we got rid of our fractions, then solved that equation, and checked our answer. All right, let's look at another example. All right. So here we have 2 fractions. Luckily, both of them have the same denominator. Right? We have 3 over 7 plus 2x equals 42 over 7. Now, if they had different denominators, you'd do the same thing. But we'll see a little bit more of that later. So again, there's no subtraction, no parentheses, so we just have to get rid of our fractions. So we're going to multiply, and this time we're going to multiply by what? That's right, 7 on both sides. I'm curious, did anyone say 7 out loud? No? Okay, that's fine. Oh, you did? Oh, great, perfect. All right, so we're going to multiply both sides by 7. When we multiply this first one, again, the long way would be 21 over 7, or 21 divided by 7 is 3, which if you notice, the 7's cancel out, will just give us 3. Then we got to do 7 times 2x, so plus 14x, put it over here, plus 14x, equals, then again, if we do this one the long way, we're going to have to do 42 times 7, which is going to give us 294 over 7. Or again, just notice that shortcut, 7 cancels out, gives us 42. And now this is, just like before, a pretty easy equation to solve. Subtract 3 from both sides, and that'll give us, go down a little bit, 14x equals 39. Divide both sides by 14. Divide by 14, divide by 14. Now here, that doesn't turn out to be a whole number. That's okay. We can have answers that are fractions, right? So 39 over 14 equals 39 over 14, right? That can be an answer. That's okay. And we can check this. We can still check this 39 over 14. So I'm going to go to my calculator, which I forgot to open, so it'll take a little while to load. I hope everyone's doing, behaving well while I'm not there. Let's see, is the calculator almost ready? Almost. There we go. Oh, maybe. Let's see. There it is. Great. Oh, so this is for my other class. Let's quit out of there. All right, and then we just got to plug in that equation. So we're going to do 3 over 7 plus 2 times that 39 over 14. So we do 3 over 7 plus 2 times 39 over 14. That's going to give us some number 6. All right, and then if we check 42 over 7, 42 over 7, notice, also gives us 6. So both sides of those equations were equal. Both sides of the equation were equal, so we know that that 39 over 14 is indeed correct. All right, so these next two are going to look a little bit different. They're going to have fractions, but it's going to be a little different. It's going to be like that last one from the do now. So here, right, 2x plus 8 over 6 equals 3. When we go to multiply to get rid of those fractions, we're still going to multiply by the denominator, times 6, times 6. Now, if we do this one the long way, we got to be careful. So 6 times 2, that's 12x, plus 6 times 8, that's going to give us 48 over 6. Right? If we do it the long way, we got to do it like this. Then we break that heart, so we see the heart shape. We're going to break that apart, so it becomes 12x over 6 plus 48x, sorry, not 48x, just 48 over 6. All right, and I'm going to come over here, which is going to give us 12 divided by 6, 2x, plus 48 divided by 6, 8. So notice, right, if we do this the long way, we still get the same thing as if we just canceled out those 6's. All right, then we do 3 times 6, which is going to give us 18. Solve this equation, we subtract 8 from both sides, we'll get 2x equals 10. Divide by 2, x equals 5. You can plug that in, and you'll see that it'll give you 3 when we plug that in. Great. And last example we're going to put in our notes. Last example we're going to put into our notes. Ooh, where is it? Here it is. So D. And actually, I'm going to change this a little bit. We're going to change this to 1 over 3. Okay. Now this one, we have 2 different fractions. So there's sort of 2 ways we can do this. We can either multiply by 2 and then multiply by 3. Or, if you think about it, if we multiply by 2 and then multiply by 3, that's the same thing as just multiplying everything by 6. Multiply everything by 6, right? Because it's multiplying by 2 and then by 3. Multiply by 6. Do it all at once. Now, because, let me change to the highlighter real quick, because these 2 numbers are not the same thing as what we're multiplying by, we have to do it the long way. We can't do it the short way here. So when I multiply by this first one, that becomes 18m minus, what is that, 42 over 2 minus 6 over 3. So notice what I did there is I just multiplied the 6 by all the numerators. And that's going to equal 6 times 6, 36. Okay, so this one, because those were different, right, we had to do it the long way. Then we're going to simplify this. So this first piece, if we want to simplify, we see that heart shape, right? We got to break that heart apart. So it'll become 18m over 2 minus 42 over 2 minus 6 divided by 3. That one we can simplify right away. It just becomes 2 equals 36. And then we got to simplify the rest of this. So 18m over 2, 18 divided by 2, that just becomes 9m minus 42 divided by 2, well, that's just 21 minus 2 equals 36. Then we can combine our like terms. So we get 9m minus 23 equals 36. Add 23 to both sides. 9m equals, what's that going to give us? 59. And then divide both sides by 9. And let's cancel out. We'll end up with m equals 59 over 9. 59 over 9. Again, you could go back, check this by plugging it into your calculator, but trust me, this one's going to work out. So here, again, I'm going to go back up. What was tricky about this one was we had two different fractions. So we had to multiply by both the fractions at the same time, right? You could have done them separately, but that's, as you would say, doing too much. So I just multiplied by 6 because we have 2 and 3. We'll multiply those, that gives us 6. And when we did that, we had to do it the long way. So we had to do 6 times all the numerators, keep our denominators, then simplify to get rid of the fractions. All right. I was actually going to have us do a word problem, but I've changed my mind. We're not going to do that word problem. We'll wait on that. So what you're going to do for the rest of the class is work on your homework. Make sure you're working on that homework. Also, make sure you have these examples written down. I'm going to check them when I get back. So that last one, right, in case you need, 59 over 9. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day. Make good choices. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I will see you all on Monday. All right. Bye.